What's the number one thing that you think you'd love to change about Tim?
Uh,
Yep, some big news. Obviously, a new team restructure for Tim Tszyu, and the man that was most vocal in all of this was our Hall of Famer Jeff Fenech, and he joins me live from Viva Las Vegas. He's hitting the strip, and he's got plenty of tips for Tim Tszyu. Welcome, Jeff.
hey, thank you very much.
What were you seeing in the last few fights with Tim that made you so adamant that there was a team restripe needed?
I just seen the lack of intelligence. I heard a lot of people talk, and I listened, and then I watched, and I've said it for a while that Tim needed a change. He needed to, if he's going to get anywhere with his career, he needed to do something different. And I take my hat off to the young man because it would have been a very hard decision for him to make with family and the people that he's been with for such a long time. But he's done what's best for himself, and that's what he needs to do.
Yeah, you would know more than anyone what it's like to have that relationship with a trainer and a manager, obviously with Johnny Lewis and everything that you guys had there. So, I mean, you're speaking firsthand, which is good.
Yeah,
What?
one of the things I told him that was exactly it. I said every time I walked into the gym, or I couldn't wait to get there. Every time I left, I couldn't wait to get back. I had that amazing relationship with Johnny Lewis, and yeah, he made me love what I done, and I knew that he had my best interest at heart. I mean, it's like I said, it's a hard decision for Tim, but he's made it now, and let's just hope he can go on to bigger and better things.
You were vocal in, as we said, as in this change of team. Who reached out to who? Did you make yourself known, or did Tim come and say, "Look, I've seen what you've been saying, and I'd love to chat to you"?
No, none of that happened. I got a call from Darcy Ellis, who I totally respect. He's a lovely young man and a smart one at that. And he said that they wanted to come and see me, Tim and a few other people, Michael Lemira and just a few people, and they want to have a talk. So I said, mate, the door's always open. I've known Tim since birth, so yeah, if there's any way I could help him, I'd love to. And they arrived at the house, and we sat there and we spoke for maybe a good hour or so, and yeah, it was pretty interesting.
What is your role exactly? What are
Yeah,
you? I'm
yeah,
hearing
I'm not,
advisor,
yeah,
but I'm also, yeah, I guess hear it from you.
yeah, I'm not exactly sure yet. I'm waiting for Tim to go to America and then come back. But like I said, my Tim's already booked his flight and that, and he wants to just get away and have a little bit of a rest and a holiday. But my advice to Tim is very much, no, if he's over there in America sparring every day or doing what those people over there want to do, they're all gonna. He's gonna be a target for everybody. So he needs to get back here in Australia, be around the right people, love what he's doing again. And it's not like starting again, but yeah, just he's dropped a couple of steps backwards, and let's just take it one step at a time. There's no rush. I try to explain it to Tim. There's no rush. He can be back there in 6, 8, 9 months, whatever he wants to. Whenever Tim's ready to, you know, climb that ladder one step at a time, he'll get there very, very quickly.
Are you saying that you think maybe in America they're going to push and pull him in the wrong direction and all sort of piss in his pocket to try and sign Tim Tszyu or be his trainer? And
Yeah, and not just that, but like I said, yeah, if I was in America and Tim Tszyu walked into my gym, my first thing would be I want to show that I'm better than him. And Tim don't need that anymore. Tim don't need that hard, rough sparring. He needs that, you know, every now and then he can have a kill, but he needs to spar properly. He needs somebody there who's going to go through with him, and he needs to make changes. Those guys, I believe the guys in America wouldn't even know, that they're just training somebody. They haven't watched him, they haven't seen what he needs to change. So he needs to find the right person. And like I said, good luck to him while he's over there. I hope he does. But I just think that yeah, he's got to come back home and continually talk to Darcy Ellis and his new team, which obviously includes me. And yeah, we'll just see how it all goes. But whatever he does, I just want to make sure it's done properly and he's being looked after.
if you got the knock to be a full time trainer, would you do that?
I'll talk to Tim, and I'd love to do that because I've watched him, and I've watched him since like I said, at the start, and there's a few things that he needs to do. Everybody, when you get to the top, you think you know everything, but there's always somebody that knows a bit more than you. And there's always more time to learn. And Tim's only 30. He's lost his last couple of fights. Yeah, no problem with that. But he hasn't been like seriously hurt in any way, shape, or form. He had that tough fight against the Russian, but all he needs is to refresh. Start to, like I said, he's got to change some of his training routines, and he's got to go in there fresh. He's got to realise that, yeah, he's got to freshen up and change a few things, and then we might even see a better Team Tszyu. And I believe that there is a better Team Tszyu than we've seen over the years, because I've always, looked at him and thought there are things that he could do to make him better.
What's the number one thing that you think you'd love to change about Tim?
Uh,
The grin says, "I'm not
yeah,
telling," but
yeah,
I'd
yeah,
love to hear
yeah.
it because
But
a lot of
like,
the
like I said,
yeah.
yeah. And the other, one of the things is he trains for hours and hours a day. We fight for 45 minutes. I mean, you're fighting for, well, now it's 36 minutes. Back in the day, it was 15 rounds. Man, it's quality, not quantity. You need to love what you do. You want to get in there and get out of there and love what you've done. He's in the gym for hours. There's a lot of things I'm going to try to make sure he changes and gets it right, because, like I said, I still think that he's got all the ability in the world. And yeah, if there's anybody out there that can change, Tim's got the temperament and the style to add and to subtract things.
He's also said he's a potential. I reckon it's a slim potential, but to fight by the end of the year. Would you see that happening? Would you advise that as your new role?
Oh, listen, if I thought he was ready, I'd open the door straight away. If I thought that he had the right preparation's everything. If you prepare properly, mentally as well as physically, um, he's ready. And look, mentally, Tim wants to fight. Of course, he wants to fight. He wants to prove everybody wrong, and he wants to come back, and that's great. But there's a method to it, and there's a way to get to it. Not just we can't rush his time. He just needs to take his time. And like I said, but if he's done everything right by the end of the year, yeah, let him go and have a fight. But I think, yeah, just one step at a time, and yeah, he's got a great team around him. Like I said, Mike and Darcy. It's about us sitting down, looking at the opponents and picking them, not just saying Tim Tszyu can beat anybody. Let's just throw him in the ring against anybody, and that's what's happened over the last few years. And Tim's part to blame for that as well, because he's just so determined he would fight anybody, and that's great. That's an amazing attribute to have. But all I can say is that it's my job, if I'm part of the team, to tell him, yeah, we're going to fight this guy, we're going to fight that guy. I mean, like I said, he's just been thrown in there, and he's given 200% every time. So I think it's time that Tim has some people around him who know exactly when he's ready for exactly what. Manuel Steele was a genius at that. He would yeah, he knew who you had to fight and when you had to fight. And I mean, when he tells me the story, the only reason why he let Tommy Hearns fight Ray Leonard was because they got so much money. He knew that was a tough fight all the time.
Do you chat to Kostya at all? Has this conversation come up? Did he give you a ring or anything after knowing this news?
Nah, mate, I haven't heard from him, and I doubt if I will.
Yeah. Yeah, I was curious to see that one because apparently he's obviously gave Tim his blessing and said, yeah, whatever you need to do, do it. So it was great to see some footage of you giving Tim some tips the other day at your house. I mean, that jab's still pretty vicious from you, Jeff. It's still sharp as.
I haven't seen it, so like I said, I didn't even realise at that time they were videoing. But like I said, I just want to help the kid, and like I said, I honestly believe Tim can come back better than he was. Like I said, there are so many things that he was doing that weren't, the mistakes he was making. Once he corrects them, yeah, as long as he's still that strong guy that that we've all known, I think everything will fall back into place for him.
Do you see the same issues with Nikita, or is it horses for courses and just the glove for Tim over here isn't the same for that there?
No, I've spoken to Nikita privately. Not privately, I just seen him when I seen him. Um, Nikita's still not at the level Tim was, and I believe when he gets to that level, that the same will happen that happened to his brother, because he doesn't have the right people there to take him through it.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to seeing how this all rolls out. The next time you see Tim, what will be stage one for you?
I would just ask him how he is. See, people don't realise it's forget about physical. It's all mental. And I mean, Kim can talk and he can say how positive and how confident he is. But there's a lot of work that he needs to do, and there's a lot of work that whoever is going to work with him needs to do on his mental side as well as his physical side.
Awesome. Before I do let you go, I do want to give a shout out to Roberto Duran coming out to Australia, which you'll be involved with the great Tassie Browns. So that's amazing. Have him in Des Moines, I believe.
Yeah, Des Moines Sailing Club, Echo Restaurant,
Yeah.
31st of October. It's going to be amazing. Anybody that loves boxing or wants to hear some of the greatest stories from, I believe, one of the greatest in history, join us. 31st, Friday, Echo Restaurant, Des Moines Sailing Club.
Yeah, plenty in Melbourne as well. So check that out. I'm sure Tassie Brown will be hammering the socials over time, and I'll chuck something up as well to make sure we pay those bills for him too. So, Jeff Fenech, live from Las Vegas. Always appreciate your time. I cannot wait to see what the Fenech Tszyu collab looks like. It's exciting for Australian boxing. If Tim's made the decision when we're backing him, and I mean, if it's got you involved, then it makes us even more pumped. So, don't go too silly in Vegas, mate.
No, I'm good. I just hope that I can give Tim that little extra that he needed. And like I said, I'm confident. He has to be confident. Like I said, relationship and being able to bounce off each other in the sport of boxing is so important. If you don't trust those people in your corner, it's not a good feeling.
He's also been briefed, just quickly, Jeff, that if he does win and you're in his corner, not to run at you and jump into your arms because it didn't end well with Brock. When you
Yeah, but well, I think Brock might have been a bit heavier than Tim that time. I don't know, nah. Yeah, but no, yeah. Whatever happens, happens. Like I said, I'm happy to be a part of when Brock wins his fights. When whatever happens with Brock, I'm always happy to be a part of it.
Awesome. There he is, the greatest to do it, Jeff Fenech. Thank you for your time, mate.
Thank you very much.